Canada's dry. It is dry bones, as a matter of fact. There's a lot of dry bones in Canada. Someone told me before, don't trust anybody in Canada. I wonder why. You know, it's a that guy, right, that plays this character named SJD that I relentlessly won't give up on because, well, he's the 1%. He's a lost sheep. I mean, he's really a wolf. He's a lost sheep. You know what it is? He just lost his clothing. Or actually his face. Well, if you're a sheep, you have a wolf's face, you need to get back to original form again. But when you're a wolf and you're in sheep's clothing, that means you skinned a sheep. And kind of like how you plan on skinning me, Steve. You know, it's like the same thing. Brought to you by Nas. What's in the Corvette is not in the same Corvette that Steve drives, but nice try, good one. I haven't checked, but maybe you'll get both of those Corvettes side by side and just be like, hey, look here, clown, because this is what I would do. But it's just me, but I'm not you, and I'm far from you. I'm not even like you in the least bit. I'm made like you, but not like you. I am of this world, not really, because I'm live this world, but I'm not of the world. I live in the world, I'm just not of the world. I'd be like, all right, look, clown, look, here's my Corvette, and here's my other one. All right, so freaking drop it, loser. But you won't do that, will you? You can't do it. How do you? When you take a clip from YouTube of somebody's Corvette with the Nas in there, I mean, right. All right. I'm going to the rooftop. I'm not coming down. How many freaking stairs do you need? Jesus Christ. Whew. Look, fraudulent people out there. Go to your rooftops, okay? Scream from the top of the rooftops. That way you can look like a fool. But don't come down and get any clothes or anything of that nature. As soon as you see the abomination, desolation standing in a holy place, you need to flee to the mountains. If you're still waiting to see, you know, the literal one, well, technically, I do see the abomination, desolation standing in SJD's holy place, taking over, and I just want to let people know that I know, all right, and you know. You're gonna stay evil. You don't belong to this church over here. You don't belong to the church of Philadelphia, Steve. You belong to the Laodiceans. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I just have faith that's gonna happen. See, you were told something. You were told rulership. I love when people ask me to, who's SJD? Just go look back at my other videos. It'll show you who he is. I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. I mean, yeah, I will. I will keep repeating myself. Oh yeah. Excuse me. My mom never told me not to talk with food in your mouth. Neither did my dad. So I learned a lot on my own. Especially when people would tell me, I told you SJD was a freaking psychopath. Like, yeah, well, I'll find that out myself, you know. I like to find things out myself. Because then you know wrong from right. Not right from wrong. You know wrong first, then right. So I found out myself, you know, that there's psychopaths out there on the loose with this strong delusion. I have a misconception for you, alright? Smoking weed. Smoking marijuana. I've never been a big pot fan. But then I don't know, this is probably like 6 months ago, maybe. I'm a light smoker sometimes, you know. Take a bowl hit here and there. And I mean, some people, like, they just sit there and they smoke blunts and, you know what I'm saying, Justin, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how you can do it. But look, if you smoke, I mean, you can't possibly be saved, guys. If you curse, there's no way in freaking hell that you can possibly be saved. If you drink Nas, right, or even alcohol, there's no way. There's no way God's in your heart. It's proof right there. So what I've learned was this. I remember it was like 6 months ago, right? I took a couple hits, and then here comes the thinking. The thinking is what happens when you smoke, right? I mean, it's up to you. You can either way you think very deeply. You can either stress, worry, and have anxiety, or you turn it around to the exact opposite of what stress, worry, and anxiety is. No worry, no anxiety, and no stress. And I mean, but for the ones that rely on it constantly, and if you stop and you're like, you might have a problem. So I remember sitting there, smoked, feeling good, right? And then and I wanted to, it's like I wanted to talk to God, but then this, you know, I hear like the Satan over there. He's like, you can't talk to him. Talk to him, you freaking loser. You're a freaking pothead. Look at you, loser. Don't go to God. He don't want to listen to what you got to say. And then I'm like, at that time, right? This goes back to cursing and being a normal human being, right? I'm like, You know what, Satan? Fuck off, will you? Get out of here. You talk to me all the time trying to put thoughts in my head. Fuck off. And then I'd start talking to God anyway. And what I realized was, wow. Is this what people are talking about? Like, you know, why did the Indians... I mean, look, I'm not asking you trolls, okay? I'm not asking the ones that are making up new accounts. The slightest inkling that I have that you're one of them, from one of the ones I blocked, again, don't be surprised when you try to comment and you can't. So, I'm not playing with any of this. Even long-time subscribers, there's a couple out there that are... I see what you're doing, alright? I see where you're going, but... So, what did I want to ask? About your pineal gland. And the Indians that were... they were here first, you know, the Cherokee type Indians, you know, the ones that they don't give up too easily at all. And you know, you took their land over. It's all going to change, because this land is my land, and this land is not any longer your land. And it's the land of the free, a-holes. All right, I think he's forgot that it's the land of the free. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the Indians had some nice buds, you know, nice buds. They were peaceful, peace pipe, you know, smoking the peace pipe. Very spiritual to God, not their God, but to God. And I'm sure they didn't have any knowledge of the Bible whatsoever. You don't need to have an ounce of the knowledge of the Bible to be a righteous person, but it helps to know the Bible. It really does. Helps to know spiritual things. So my point is, so I started talking to God more, and I went back to the time when I was in jail, when I literally cursed, you know, in my prayer. I mean, you know, God, I'm sure He rebuked me for it, and He did not listen to what I was saying, even though I was giving my life over to Him. And from that point on, you know, when you truly give your life over, the sin is over too. You can no longer sin, okay? But that's ridiculous, Robin. You can sin. Yeah. No, you can't sin spiritually, because you have already changed your soul, because God is the one that destroyed it and then resurrected your soul. So because He resurrected your soul, I'll give you a better view here. Because He resurrected our souls, my soul, well, my body, yeah, it's flesh. It's something that Satan has control over, the flesh. But when your mind is right, well, then you're able to keep your flesh from sinning as much as possible. What's my point? I don't know. Just rambling on. Oh yeah. When I smoke weed, okay, boy, you know, when I'm thinking of anything, it just clicks in place. It gives you a tremendous spiritual understanding. And for the hypocrites out there who are you know, my opposition, that's why I love what Justin did. I love what he did. He took the cigarette, he had a nice buzz going on, He had his Miller Lite can. And basically he's letting you guys know, okay? And it's the same thing I went through. The churches these days and all throughout our lives made you think that you had to be perfect. You had to dress a certain way. You had to walk a certain way, you know, uptight. You had to wear certain shoes, shirt when you go there. And you had to act, you know, act like you're perfect. And it kind of makes me sick because nobody is. So the hypocrites will say, oh my God, you're smoking weed? Oh my God, what? And you're preaching Jesus? I don't have filthy conversations with people, okay? My lips aren't unclean. It's not what it means to curse. It doesn't mean your lips are unclean because you curse. It means your lips are unclean because you're talking about your father, Satan. And you're blaspheming the name of God. Those are unclean lips. You want to keep yourself in the filthy conversation, people? Go ahead. We still have a free world as of now. I mean, everything's still up and running. But the misconception of weed, in particularly weed, okay, marijuana, it just helps you think. I mean, why did God put it on our green earth? What's the point? I mean, what did he do? It's one of them things like, all right, look, I'm gonna let you understand what your pineal gland is. Don't touch it. All right. I'm gonna let you grow. I'm gonna grow one of the most beautiful plants that look really. They stand out from amongst the others. Don't touch it. All right. It's just there for looks. No. Not even flowers are there for just looks. They're there for the bees too. They're like, I don't know, hang out in it, I guess. So yeah, smoke up. You know you're a child of God, no matter what. There is not one work that you can do to get yourself saved or unsaved. Well, what if you kill somebody? I'm just, you know that voice? The voice is the sound of a dumbass YouTube agent that comments stupidly. What if you murder somebody? I would never murder somebody. But if somebody was threatening me or my family to my face right there, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Lord forgive me, but you already know what I'm gonna do. You already know what I don't want to do, but you already know what I will do if I have to do it. So that's that, and there's that. So I digress, and so on and so forth, and time immemorial, and exponentially go F yourself, all right? Hey Jethro, why would you constantly make videos about me? I mean, it's like, hey Adam and Eve. Yes. Who told you you're naked? The serpent. He already knows the answer. Why would you guys make videos about me? I mean, all over again. When I started to offer the peace offering, or around 11/11, right? And then I started coming at SJD hard, because he's going to fall hard. And, you know, as he's obsessed with making videos about me, then all of a sudden you guys are obsessed too with making, well, I haven't checked Tim's, but, you know, he's a brother, whatever. Is it a coincidence that you're sticking up for him? Like, why? Why would you stick up for him? You hear his mouth, right? I mean, I hear your mouth too. It's filthy. Conversation that you have between your subs are, yeah, it's disgusting. I mean, I see it. I've always seen the company that you keep, and but you know, Justin and Tyler, they're like, right, Andrea? They're there just to take my soul. That's what they want. Yet nobody's taking my soul anywhere. My soul's already sealed. My soul's on lockdown in God's paradise, okay? And it's not even a prison, like being locked down. It's just locked down. You can't take it. You can't sway me one way or another, okay? No matter how hard you clowns try. I find it funny, man. The whole Corvette thing. You're so pathetic, Steve. I mean, Sean. Whatever your name is. I won't know until it's over. I don't have an ID, and I have my little minivan. Poor me. I'll give you that. Steve, you had me for a little bit. Not with the Jesus thing, just with people slandering your name, right? Even though you're the one, even though the slander came off your fingertips. And so you had me for a moment. Yes, I sent you some money. You never sent me back you said you were going to send it back to me. I logged on to Skype, and then all of a sudden you know, Skype is free, right? And then, but yet money was being taken out of my account. I wasn't really checking. And then a reoccurring, you know, I never pushed okay. And then you made the video. No, Rob, here's what happened. See, this is what happened. You put it on automatic payment, and yeah, right. I sure did. My account started getting hacked into, just like my credit card account was put on YouTube when the live streams from Tony Camps, your other account. And then the sickening part is, you know all this is going on, and then talking to me like everything's cool, and you can't wait to get vengeance on these people. Yeah, I would have to say, out of the biggest frauds in the world, SJD, you are at the list of the top 1%. Number one in my book. You're the number one biggest fraud in the universe. And I know who you are, Stephen, character James Deshawn. And again, I'll say it again. Anybody who gets tired of me talking about the biggest shark in the sea, see ya. Bye-bye. See you later. Don't forget to push the unsub on your way out. Get some sun. You know, life itself, right? Life itself, in my heart, it's all good. Everything's good. It's even better. It's even better. And I love defeating Steve's gang stalking tactics, right? I just love defeating it. And it makes me feel even better also. And I love the fact that I only love my wife even more since all this has been going on. Because the beautiful thing about my wife is this. She sees, okay? She sees, she hears, and she comprehends. She's the one that noticed first that they were getting in my house. Because my dog's bed, Bowie's bed, was moved a foot over to the right towards the electrical outlet. You know, the OCD that she has, and that cleanliness way, and knowing where things are put. She's the one that picked up on it as I was telling her about the gang stalking. And because of that, hey guys, thanks, because that was the main ticket right there that I finally was like, yes, because I latched on, and my wife quickly understood it. And even more so now, you know, bringing in another high-spirited woman, Karen, my stepmom, who's always been a little bit too happy sometimes, a little bit too happy. But it's the spirit that comes with her that's helping. It's just her presence in my house helps me, my wife, and my son, all of our spirits. The relationship between us all is getting stronger. We're showing more love to each other because we know it's getting ready to, you know, my son he's well aware, but he's still living his life, and I don't push this on him. I just tell him, look, when this stuff happens, you're gonna know what to do. There ain't nothing to fear, man. Whoa, sandwich. Except for the fear of your sandwich rolling off the roof. I mean, come on, man. Look at the smoke, the stuff. It's very queer and unusual and peculiar and not normal. Yeah, so what I've realized is take a hit of some marijuana. Oh great, look, he's promoting marijuana. Take my clips and make me famous. Jethro Saters, because that's all you're doing. You're making yourself look foolish to my subs that well, you can literally see where my heart is. I mean, you can literally see where it's at. Oh look, he's promoting Nike. Shut up, stupid. You're promoting filthy conversation. But either way, as I read the Bible, it doesn't matter where it's at, and this is the way its purpose in these last days is that when you have understanding of the Bible, at least some of it, you know, the language, and you read it, and you had a very good teacher, Harold Camping. Man, thank God for Harold Camping. Thank you, God, for Harold Camping. And thank you, Lord, for hardening the hearts of the fools on the earth and sending that strong delusion so that they would believe a lie. It's like everything coming out of his mouth is truth, but he also came up with the time frame, the timetables of when Christ was born, and that's why he was crucified 39 years old. And it represents how you can't have any more than 40 stripes minus 1 is 39. So because of that, everybody's 7 years behind on what's jumping off here. And it's purposed that way, you know. If a lot of people agree with me, I would not feel comfortable about it. I'm glad that hardly anybody does agree. But look, I'm not concerned about people's feelings. And the one main thing that Barb said is this. Barb Weast, okay, from east to west, is that we're all eternal beings. And this is something I've been thinking of. When I've been saying 7 billion people are going to be saved, I didn't know where I was getting it from. I just had the feeling like this is what's going to happen. And then more and more I read in the Bible, it's like, okay, this is starting to back up what I'm saying. But, you know, we're all going to learn, all of us. We're the leaders. That's why you guys are stalking us. You're following us around. Because we lead. That's what followers do. They follow the leader. So when she's talking about all of us being eternal beings, we are. It's just the majority of the world hasn't realized that yet. But you know what I noticed? Working, like there's a ton of people here on this job. I don't know them all, but I do know a couple of them for, I don't know, 10 years or so. I've known Dave for since 2001, 2002 basically, since my kid was born. And so I've known him for 17 years. I've known, you know, my son for 17 years. That Mustang that I still have, I just don't drive it. I've had that for 17 years. Lucky, I still have him in my heart for 17 years. Because he was 17. He was 17 last year, so he would have been 18 years old. But it was his time to go, to go back with God. I truly believe that somehow God will, when this is all over with, He'll bring him back, in a sense. Maybe he'll be a lion, because he looked like lion. We called him Lucky the Lion. Nothing but love from animals, man. Pure love. I realize it more and more, what their purpose is. They show you that that's what God is through the animals. Pure love. So when you try to kill my dog, okay, well, you almost did. And when you try to throw some more squeaky toys in my yard, well, he's not going to sit there and eat them, okay? How he got the original one in there? Hey, don't know really, but I do know people were getting in my house. And you know, it's a little bit of a different story now. So I love the fact that I've beaten the gang stalkers. And to the loser that just moved in to the right of me, up on a hill with your headlights, I got something for you. All right, buddy, I got something for you. 6 o'clock, and as soon as I start my truck up, all of a sudden your light's going.